Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a little February TBR. January, we kind of ate, we kind of slay. I can't even lie. I read 5 books. I know. Hold your applause. For someone who hasn't read much in the last couple years, to read 5 right out of the gate, my reading goal is only 25 this year. So let's just say we're on track, if not exceeding that goal. So I want to keep that momentum going for February. It's a shorter month, but I have high hopes, and we're just gonna get on started. So like I mentioned in my vlogs, if you haven't watched, what are you doing? Go take a look. I'm currently listening to A Quarter Missing Fury, so that is probably I'm gonna finish it this month, so it'll go towards my TBR, but it's not something I plan on reading, something I'm already reading, so not really get it. I don't know how, well, I guess I already said it, so anyways. But for the next book that I will pick up, this Royal's Assassins. This is the second book to Robin Hobb's trilogy, but I think it's 3 books in the beginning, and then I think it's a whole cosmere of books. But I think I mentioned that I was gonna read this last month, and then I just didn't get a chance to. I kind of got a little busy towards the end of the month. Plus, last month was a huge romance fantasy month, so I just I didn't have any motivation to ruin that. So I was like, let me just ride this romance fantasy train and not try to throw in a really thick high fantasy into the mix. But now that February's starting, January's over, it's time to challenge myself a little bit. I read the first book, which I think is Assassin Apprentice, a couple years ago, and I always planned to keep reading, but I didn't. So I'm really looking forward to starting up Royal Assassins, see where this follows a character named Fitz, and I know what this first book's about, but I can't articulate it to you right now, and I don't want to spoil it. But why is Miranda blurring this book? So don't take it from me, take it from him, I guess. So this is a great book and a great series. So looking forward to diving into this high fantasy. Up next, this was also in my my January TBR. I just didn't get to it, but I really want to get into Powerless by Lauren Roberts. So Powerless follows the elites. Well, I'm just going to read you the little blurb. The elites have possessed powers for decades, gifted to them by the plague, while those born ordinary are just that, banished from the kingdom of Aaliyah and shunned from society. It's kind of giving Red Queen. No one knows this better than Paedyn Gray. I think that's how, girl, I don't know. Paedyn. Fantasy always has the weirdest names, and in my head, when I'm reading, I just skip over the names. I get it, but then when I'm trying to articulate who the character is about, I'm just oh, it's about this one girl. Anyways, it's an ordinary posing as a psychic to blend in with the elites, but when she unwittingly saves one of the Ilia's princes, Kai Azur, she's thrown into the Purging Trials, a brutal competition showcasing the elite's powers. If the trials and the opponents within them don't kill her, the prince she's fighting feelings for will, if he discovers what Paedyn is completely ordinary. I think what's making me hesitate about reading this book is I've heard really good and really bad things. This book is pretty polarizing, but I just need to read it and form my own opinion. So yeah, I'm gonna give her a try. If I end up loving it and want to dive straight into the sequel, I do have the sequel, so we'll see. Neither here nor there. Next, guys, I have, let's see what page I'm on. I am on page 302 of Iron Flame. I really want to finish it because I got a little insight. I had like an offsite trip, and one of my coworkers, like me and his wife, like bonded over reading, and she's reading Onyx Storm, and she was just like, "Girl, you need to power through." And I was just like, "Tell me, like, if Onyx Storm," she's like, I think the thing that's making me really upset about this book, it's just like the miscommunication, the oh my god, like I can't tell her, like oh my god, I can't tell him, like that was like book one. And it's just like 300 pages of just like oh my god, like if only we just sat down and actually communicated with each other, like, and it's just like it's just a feeling. So I really, really, really want to push through this book. It's giving A Court of Silver Frames. Still have not finished that book. But I just want to finish this book so I can get Onyx Storm. That's what I'll say. But like selfishly, I want this pretty edition of Onyx Storm too, because I have the boring edition of Iron Flame, and I have the really pretty edition of Fourth Wing. And I really like dragons, and I really like the first book. And I'm really just hoping this is just like a second book syndrome, you know? And the second book's just like, But then the third book's like, okay. But I hope it's not. What was that one book series? Shadow and Bones, I think. Don't come for me, fandom, because I know that fandom's strong. But the second book, oof, child. And the third book was not good either. So I hope it'll be worth it. I hope me pushing through this to then get to Onyx Storm will be worth it. So, gonna try to finish her this month as well. And then lastly, I put a hold on Malice. I can't remember who the author is, and I'll get more in depth to that book once I finally pick it up from the library. So there's a chance I can read that. You know, I'm trying to dive deeper into high fantasy. Oh, and me and my friends are doing a little book club reading this month. We haven't nailed down the book we're gonna read yet, but when I do, I'll let you guys know. But right now, I think the top contender is Twisted Love. I think it's like a best friend's brother and like enemies to lovers, maybe romance. But we want to read a romance. I was like, also Tis the Seasons, the month of love. So we're like, why don't we read a romance? And I was like, okay, let's read something popular. I don't know. So I was like, okay, I've heard really great things about this book. I had no idea what it was about until I read the synopsis for it last night. And then I was like, oh, this is not what I thought it was at all. But there's a chance we could be reading Twisted Love. I will say our book club picks have been interesting. The first one was like this murder book that like, girl, it was interesting. And then we read Verity by Colleen Hoover. Oh my god, guys, I'm be so real, I did not finish that book. Spoilers if you haven't read it, but if you've read it, this is the spoiler. When the girl is trying to yeet her babies via hanger, I was out. Book shy. I did not finish it. My friends finished it. They liked it. But I couldn't get past that. But hopefully third time's the charm. I'll just say, it's been an interesting read. Every book we've picked, this is the first time I am possibly picking the book. So hopefully it goes better. We will see. But those are the books I have planned for this month. We'll see if I get through them. We'll see if I read completely other books like last month. But either way, we're going to read something. But comment down below what you guys are planning to read this month. Let me know what y'all think of the books that I'm going to read. Don't spoil it, but let me know. And let me know maybe we should do a reading, like a book club read next month. I don't know. Comment down below. Have a great day, guys. Bye.